Imagine an army of 8,000 silent soldiers, standing guard for over 2 millennia. What if these ancient warriors could finally speak, revealing secrets hidden for centuries? We're about to show you how modern forensic archaeology is making the terracotta army talk, uncovering truths that even Qin Shi Huang couldn't keep buried. For over 2,200 years, this silent army has stood guard over the tomb of China's first emperor, Qin Shi Huang. Discovered by farmers in 1974, this incredible find was just the beginning of a story that's still unfolding. Each of these 8,000 soldiers is unique. No two faces are the same. They are a snapshot of a real army, frozen in time. But for decades we've only seen them in their silent, gray, clay form. The truth is, they were never meant to be so drab. Imagine them bursting with color, vibrant purples, brilliant reds, and gleaming greens, the moment they were unearthed. The fragile pigments that decorated them for millennia began to flake away, exposed to the air for the first time. We were losing history before our very eyes. But what if we could turn back time? Thanks to incredible new technologies, archaeologists are now becoming color detectives. Using advanced techniques like multispectral imaging and X-ray fluorescence, scientists can detect the faintest traces of the original paint. They're creating a digital palette of the past, revealing what these warriors truly looked like. The most prized color of all, a synthetic pigment known as Han purple. This color was so complex to create that it was unseen again in the West until the 19th century. The Qin dynasty craftspeople were chemists, centuries ahead of their time. The presence of this rare pigment tells us that these were not just mass-produced statues. They were high-value works of art, commissioned with the empire's finest resources. But the colors are just one piece of the puzzle. The real secrets lie in the details. Forensic analysis of the warriors' faces reveals something astonishing. By mapping the facial features, the shape of the eyes, the curve of the nose, the set of the jaw, researchers have found that they correspond to different ethnic groups and regions of ancient China. This wasn't just an army of identical clones. It was a diverse force, reflecting the vast empire Qin Shi Huang had conquered and unified. The artists who sculpted them weren't just creating generic soldiers. They were likely modeling them on real individuals, real men who served in the emperor's legions. Suddenly, these clay figures become portraits of actual people, each with a story. And what about their weapons? For years, the gleaming bronze swords, spears, and crossbows found alongside the warriors have baffled scientists. Even after 2,000 years underground, many were still incredibly sharp and free of rust. How is this possible? The secret lies in a sophisticated chrome plating technique. This was a technology that was thought to have been invented in Germany in the early 20th century. Yet, here it was, perfectly executed by Qin dynasty artisans. This discovery completely rewrites the history of metallurgy. It demonstrates a level of technological advancement that is simply mind-boggling for the time. These weren't just ceremonial weapons. They were state-of-the-art, battle-ready armaments, protected for an eternity. The Qin army wasn't just large. It was one of the most technologically advanced military forces of the ancient world. Now, let's talk about how this army was made. The sheer scale of the project is hard to comprehend. How did they create 8,000 unique figures in just a few years? The answer is a brilliant fusion of mass production and individual artistry. Through careful examination, archaeologists have discovered that the bodies were made from molds, torsos, arms, and legs were standardized. But the magic happened with the heads. Each head was sculpted by hand, attached to a body and then fired in a kill. We've even found the fingerprints of the ancient artisans, left in the clay as they worked. Even more amazing, many of the warriors are stamped with the names of their creators. These weren't anonymous laborers. They were master craftsmen who signed their work. This was a system of quality control. If a statue was found to be flawed, the person responsible could be held accountable. It gives us a personal connection to the people who built this wonder, their names echoing down through history. The forensic investigation extends beyond the soldiers themselves. Soil samples taken from around the figures contain high levels of mercury. This aligns perfectly with ancient historical accounts written by Xi'an, who described rivers of liquid mercury flowing through the emperor's underground tomb to represent the rivers of China. For a long time, historians thought this was just a legend, a poetic exaggeration. But the scientific evidence suggests it might be true. The high mercury concentrations are a tantalizing clue that the central tomb, still unexcavated, holds wonders beyond our wildest imagination. It's a dangerous, toxic clue left by the emperor himself, a warning to those who would disturb his eternal rest. This is why archaeologists have not yet opened the main tomb. The risks are simply too great. So what does all this tell us? The terracotta army is more than just a collection of statues. It's a historical document written in clay and pigment. It tells us about the military power, the technological genius, the artistic mastery, and the incredible logistical organization of the Qin dynasty. We see a unified, multicultural empire. We see craftsmen who were pioneers in chemistry and metallurgy. We see a ruler so powerful he commanded an army to protect him in the afterlife, an army so realistic it captured the very faces of his soldiers. Every new discovery, every restored color, and every uncovered fingerprint brings us closer to the people who lived in this incredible era. The silent soldiers are finally starting to share their stories, revealing a civilization far more advanced and complex than we ever knew. The legacy of Qin Shi Huang isn't just buried under a mound of earth. It's being brought to life, one scientific discovery at a time, and the biggest secrets may still be waiting to be uncovered. Thank you so much for joining us on this journey back in time. What do you think is the most amazing secret the Terracotta Army has revealed? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video and want to explore more mysteries from the ancient world, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. We'll see you in the next one.